Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to take a look at a really interesting combo by Petergriffinjustnoscopedyou. Once again, one of the weirdest names I've ever come across. And today we're going to take a look at the Su-100P and the Yak-15P. Now immediately when I got this combo I was like, you've actually just reminded me that the Su-100P exists. Because this is a vehicle that I've actually wanted to spade for quite a while. But I've just never thought about it. I'll be honest, I've got that many vehicles that I keep remembering to do. I lose track. So, well, lose track, pun intended, because it's a track vehicle. But anyway. So the Su-100P is a really interesting vehicle. It's mostly open top on the fighting compartment. But it's actually, decently mobile as well for what it is. Obviously, it's a tank destroyer that we can obviously get, slapping panthers and tigers with. But once you unlock the BR-412D round, this thing can get really nasty. Unfortunately, though, we are stuck with the standard BR-412, which will do the job for the most part. So we do have HE as well, which will bring a couple. But as you can see, this vehicle is completely stock. Because, again, I've forgotten that this vehicle existed. And, when there's that many vehicles that you want to review, and that many combos that you get on pretty much a weekly basis at this point, you kind of just forget to do stuff, and this is one of those vehicles. I've always wanted to review this vehicle, because this just seems my cup of tea for like a light tank destroyer that's pretty mobile, has a great gun, and it has a decent lineup. Like, 6.3 rush is pretty decent. As for the plane, however, this is not a plane that I would take into Ground RB. The problem isn't the jet itself. The jet is very good. I like the Yak-15P, as you already know from my review of it. The issue is, of course, no ground attack ordnance, and the gun that's on it isn't really that great for dealing with said ground targets. And if we're loading armoured belts like we will be, that's not particularly great. But we do at least have Yak maneuverability at the very least, like we do have that agility that this plane has. But we only have one gun with 60 rounds, and from what I've heard about this plane recently, it has had a nerf to the said gun, so we're going to have to put quite a few shots into our enemy vehicles and hope for the best. But yeah, looking forward to seeing how the Su-100P does. This is a vehicle that I've always wanted to take a look at, and well, as I said, I've just never had the chance to. But hopefully we can get into some games that, are pretty decent, and hopefully I can make this thing work. See you in a minute. Welcome to the match. We're in a 6.7 game on Petergriffinjustnoscopedyou Forest. I have to remember the name of the map then. But no, this thing is actually pretty dang quick, I've got to admit. Like, this is quick. For, like, starting us off with, anyway. Like, for a stock vehicle, this is pretty quick. Well, teammate, I would not advise charging into there with your ZSL 92. Don't get me wrong, it can probably slaughter the Puma that was on there, but the Sherman, maybe not. Oh, no, he actually got it. Fair play to him. See if I can get a shot on this Sherman. Oh, I have not used 100 in a while, so he's looking this way. Drive forward. There we go. Had to get my aim in with 100. It's been a while. He's down. But no, this vehicle, like, genuinely, I'm impressed with this thing's mobility stock. Can I maybe reverse up this hill, get a bit more elevation angle? Hello, teammate. I saw you earlier. I thought you died already. Oh no. Stay still. His vision is based off of movement. Never mind, it's fine. We're okay. Also, the engine sound of this thing caught me completely off guard. I thought this thing sounds like a Puma. Which I'm so used to a big Soviet diesel, it kind of caught me off guard. But no, genuinely, this thing feels really nice to drive, like stock. Oh, I just heard that. I don't know where that was from, but I heard it. Nice, he got it. Well done. Okay, let's move up. But no, this vehicle's cool. Like, it looks interesting as well, which is another factor. Like, I like vehicles that have their own character. It's one of those vehicles that has its own charm, so to speak. So I'm going to try and take position somewhere up here. The suspension is not enjoying this though, but, well, it's going to have to. M55 there. Track horizontal turret drive, that's unfortunate. I aimed a bit too low there. Oh, give over. He missed. Good. He needs to smoke up. Okay, M55's down. I don't quite have an angle on that Sherman. I can't see him. Oh, give over. We should have a faster reload than him by a country mile. Wait for him to come through. I'm happy to wait for this M50... well, this M51, genuinely. Nope, not today, son. I think I killed that guy early. He's probably going to be very angry at me. Oh, well. No, but I like... Well, you deserve that for being a twat, but... yeah, this thing feels fun. Alright, there sounds like a lot of planes up, so I think it's time for the Yak. No, this thing, like, that Su-100 has impressed me so far, I must admit. Feels really good to drive. Like, it's a bit sluggish, but obviously most vehicles that are stock tend to be sluggish. But no, I'm pretty impressed by it. There's a Bearcat over there which we need to deal with. But no, it feels good to revisit my Yak-15P, but it is not a vehicle that I would take into Ground RB willingly. The Bearcat doesn't seem to be paying attention. Teammate lit him up. Good, that's fine. Okay, he's down. So is the Bearcat. Alright. So we can't really do anti-cast duty in this. Well, we can do anti-cast, we just can't do ground attack in this thing. It's not exactly a jet that, you know, I would say, yes, I want to take this into Ground RB. No, I never normally would. But remember, I don't make the rules of these combos. You guys just give me them. I do them. So, you know, that looks like a Corsair, so we should be okay here. Nope, nope, no, 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 no. Not today, Mr. Corsair. He's probably going to fly towards his AAs, which is the smartest thing for him to do. He just knows I'm a jet, but he doesn't know what kind of jet. Let's get low. Stay out of range of those AAs. Get low, get low, get low. We're okay. A little bit off for that shooting there. You think you're maneuverable, my friend, but trust me, compared to this thing, you're not. It's been a while since I've aimed this 23, so my aim's a bit off. There we go. Yeah, my aim's very much off with this gun. It's been a long time since I've flown a Yak-15P. But no, that's him dealt with. We can spawn another Su-100P later. We don't need to do it now. But no, genuinely, I'm pretty impressed with it. Like, it feels so good to drive. It feels good to drive. It has a good gun, which, fair enough, I need to get used to the velocity on it. That's a BB-1, okay. We could try to assist by, like, marking targets with our 23, but, like I said, this is the issue of it. Like, we don't get a lot of ammo, and... well, there's an Oswin 2 up, which I really don't want to deal with. There's an M55 there, though. I can mark that and also strafe it from above. There's also something there, looks like. Yeah, we got him. I didn't think we'd kill that, but I'll take it. That's technically a ground kill. I mean, it is an AA. I could take that out with a freaking handgun, but, you know, that's not the point. What's on A? That's what I want to know. I don't see it. It's there, actually. It's a Puma. We took out the driver and the... what looked like the gunner. Those AAs are fuming with me right now. We don't have an angle on the Puma, but we can get another angle in a second. But look at the AAs. They are so pissed with me. Like, I'm in a Yak-15P. I'm not that much of a threat to you guys. Alright, let's get a strafe in. 5 rounds left. I'm RTB. Get low, get low, get low. Even the friendly's shooting at me! Like, what the hell? Like, what? You know, instead of shooting at friendlies, you dickweed, how about you actually do your job? Burn off the last of the ammo, because why not? Let's have a look at this twat's player card. Hold on. Fat fingered the wrong button there. Level 13! Probably has no concept of what to do at this BR, and yet is here. Gaijin, for the love of Christ, put a level cap on BRs. It's not that difficult. Don't allow knuckleheads like that to freely do anything. Right, well, our team's pretty much dead, so I'm going to land the Yak-15P, and then we will jump back in the tank. But first I need to slow this thing down, because it does take quite a while. Because it's a Yak-15 jet, it doesn't like slowing down. Speed control was not exactly a thing on this thing's agenda. But no, we can get back in the Su-100. If we could respawn the jet again, that would be nice. But, well, with the way this team's going, that's not going to happen, Chief. And for Sikogna's pleasure, I'm only landing it on the landing gear before he goes in the comments. Because this thing likes to explode. There are certain vehicles in this game that you have to land with landing gear. This is one of them. It likes to explode. So we'll wait for the rearm, and then we will jump back in the tank. But no, this team is dead. Look at this. This team is completely dead. But hey, we got to do some work in the Yak-15. I'm pretty happy with that. Like, we did quite a bit of work. And plus, if we get enough spawn points, we could potentially respawn this thing. Alright, let's jump back in the Su-100. This thing is fun, though. I do like this vehicle so far. So look, he's too busy shooting. Like, he's shooting at an enemy this time. But he was too busy shooting at me to actually pay attention. I can hear a lot of machine gun fire on this side. What's over here, then? I'm not going to go over that hill, because then I can't shoot. There's an SPG round there. I see it. Hold on. I just saw it then. Well, we're being spawn camped. Of course we are. I love the fact that that even fused. That should not have fused. But hey, Russian guns. You never know what's going to happen next. Oh well. Plus, I think he killed like 3 of our teammates whilst we was trying to land the Yak-15. And, well, that just proves that teammates don't do pings anymore. And, well, I'm not going to ping them if they're not going to ping for me, you know. It works both ways, you know. But, anyway. Genuinely, I'm pretty impressed with this vehicle. Like, honestly, this is quite a fun little vehicle. I do think, obviously, like, you know, having 4 of the crew in the back, like we just saw then, even though I still think that shell wouldn't have fused normally. Yeah, this is fun. I like this thing. Is it the best vehicle in the game? No, because like I said, we can get H5. We don't even have to... It was a near miss that killed us. We didn't even get directly hit. But, you know, this thing seems quite fun. It definitely seems like my cup of tea. If I do get around to reviewing this thing, expect a positive review, because I enjoyed this thing. As for the Yak-15, well, it's a Yak-15, you know, like... It's one of those vehicles that it has a lot of charm to it because of how unique it is with its setup and everything. But having one gun which sparks a lot, as we saw against that Corsair, you know, I liked spading this thing, but I wouldn't exactly go out my way to main this vehicle. But I digress. Still, nice to revisit the Yak-15P though, and nice to catch a Corsair player completely off guard. It's always nice to, you know, have that advantage. But anyway, I'm going to leave you all to it for today. I really hope you enjoyed seeing the Su-100P and the Yak-15P, and I'll see you next time.